so it's a good day. Everything's back from the shot blasters and everything's been powder coated. What a job. Absolutely brand new. So that's it for the sidecar frame. And then look at the frame for the bike. I mean, that is absolutely brand new. All the parts, yoke, calipers, even battery box, cable mounting, headlight mounts, mudguard, support, torsion bar. These are two brackets off the sidecar. These are the side plates what basically you fit the pedals onto, which were like a polished aluminium, now black. Even done the brake pedal. We've got the front uniforks to the bottom bit. Got the main steering forks all done. But yeah, what a absolute fantastic finish. And then we've got the trail arm at the back as well. Drive shaft goes through. So yeah, it's I'm pleased to say the least of the finish on this. It's just absolutely sublime. Right, now for the good part, putting it all back together. I can't do that until I spray the engine, and I've missed the shop now, so hopefully I'll get some tomorrow. Then I can get the engine sprayed and then get the engine put back in the mount to start the rebuild. Dilly dilly. Also picked up the rear tyre today as well. When I picked it up it was actually flat, so they've had to unseat it and rebeat it. With it being a classic tyre, it's quite brittle. It's not like a it's not like a flexible rubber like a normal tyre. It's quite a solid rubber. So they took some sealing, but it's stayed up now, so it's happy days. So yeah, so we've got a new back tyre on. That's ready to be fitted. Cool. Yeah, that tyre's still got to be fitted onto the alloy, but I've got to paint the rim underneath because it's been blasted. Need some paint on there so it'll seal it and give it a good seal for the bead on the tyre. Okay, dilly. Okay, it's caliper rebuild time, so I'm going to do the rear caliper first. First thing I need to do is these join together and pass fluid from one into the other, and that is where it passes through on that one, and that is where it passes into the next one. So because these have been powder coated, I'm just going to make sure that these are clear. There's actually a port on the outside, a little small hole down there, so I need to make sure that that is free all the way through before I assemble these, otherwise we'll not get brake fluid transfer into the other piston. So that's the first thing I'll do. I've got my new piston set. As I say, I've done away with them corroded ones. Might as well put new ones in for what they cost. And it also come with the new seal kit as well. So the seals, one seal's got to fit in a recess inside here. That'll prevent fluid getting past the piston. And then also there's the dust cover that sits on top of the piston. Goes in this recess here. Yeah, and that prevents dust getting in to the piston as well, and stops the corrosion also. So that's first thing. Make sure that port is clear. I've got a rubber O-ring where I'll have to put on there when I join them together, obviously to prevent leakage. I'll put these seals in, and then I've got to put some brake fluid around this, place it into the piston, and then push it down around the seal, which is the tricky bit. Okay, see how we get on with that. Dilly dilly. Okay, so I've used my cheese wire, doubled it over so it was thick, put it on the recess hole there, cleared it all out. Quite a lot of crap came out of that. Not from blasting or anything, it was just, you know, build up of crap that was inside. So pleased I ported them. The new seals are in there. You can just see the black seal going all the way around inside the chamber there, and obviously the same on the other side. That's been pulled through there, all cleaned up, and the new seal in there. So I just need to put a dab of .4 brake fluid around these, and then ease in the new pistons. Dilly dilly. Okay, new pistons are in. Went in relatively easy. Just got to make sure they're nice and square when you're pushing them in. But they've gone in. Put the new seals around the outside with the new boots on. So that's them two calipers, or the two halves, made up now. So it's just a case now of putting a new rubber O-ring on there, and then I can bolt these back together in place. Dilly dilly. Okay, so we have one rebuilt rear caliper consisting of new pistons and seals. So I've just got the mounting bolts on the end. I'll have to probably paint them by hand. Mounting bolts here that hold the actual whole unit onto the side. That's the line in from the brake line, which will go off to the rear master cylinder. And then on the top there we have the bleed nipple. Got the guide bars in the middle with the arc clips. Clip. So that's ready for new pads and fitting. That's it. So look forward to tomorrow, and I'll rebuild the front calipers, which will be a case of new seals. The pistons are okay on these, absolutely fine, no pitting or anything, so the original pistons are going back in but with a new seal kit, and that'll be ready for pads as well. Okay, see you tomorrow folks. Dilly dilly. Okay, so the front caliper, I've already put the piston in, so a couple of things are done. I used a Dremel like I did on the rear brake caliper, just to clean out all the bore and the groove where the seal goes. Made sure that the piston dropped in freely and had no restriction before then spraying it with a brake cleaner. And then obviously using me compressed air, cleaned it all out. I made sure all the channels were clean for the bleed nipple and the line in from the brake lever master cylinder. I re-tapped all the threads as well with some taps, just to make sure they were nice and clean. Again, sprayed it with brake cleaner, made sure all the ports were free, cleaned it with the compressed air, and that was it. So the piston's now in with the new inner seal and the new dust boot on, so that's cool. So other things I got done are Dremel, so where the powder coated getting, these are where the bolts go through to mount on the sliding carriage, which you attach the other brake caliper to, or brake pad, sorry. So clean them out just ready so the bolt goes through easy, and it screws into these here. So these have all been cleaned up. I put a thin layer of copper grease on. Don't go overboard with copper grease, you just need a thin layer on. I've seen, certainly on cars, just copper grease all over the shop. Just a thin layer you need on that. The rubber boot's intact, which is good, they normally perish. And that's it really, so it's basically just building that back together now. I've still got to clean all these parts out inside here, where the guides actually go into. I mean, there isn't much resistance there, but there is a bit, so there is a bit of powder coat inside there. So again, I'll get my Dremel, make sure it's all nice and clean aluminium in there before I grease up and put it together. So I've done this one already. This one's fully rebuilt now. So as you can see how it goes together. So the guides are in, new copper washers ready for the line in. Bleed nipple, again with the bleed nipple, just using the cheese wire, just making sure it's nice and clean inside. Spray it with brake cleaner, clean it out with compressed air, etc. So 100% happy that there's no crap in there and fluid is going to get to where it needs to go. Can't really do it with one hand, but you can see how this slides in and out. I would be able to if I could. I must get a camera holder, but basically this slides in and out, yeah, as the piston pushes in and out and then pushes against the other pad on the other side. So that does move nice and freely. Oh, there you go, you can see the movement there. So that's nice and free movement there. Great, so that's one ready to bolt on when the time comes. So I'll just crack on now, Dremel out these little bits, make sure it's all nice and clear before I grease up and reassemble this one. Not take long. Dilly dilly. All done. So that's all the calipers made up, ready to go on the bike.